Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to Space Rock Breaker. It's an incremental game about shooting space rocks. That's pretty much it. I don't know, I'm a sucker for incremental games. Anything that kind of pushes the genre in an interesting fashion. Not to say that like Asteroids is a particularly new take on incremental games, but there's a lot of room that... Oh, okay, this immediately makes it interesting. There's a lot of ways that you can make an incremental game more interesting. This has already done it. Okay. That's probably just increased the damage of my guns more than anything else. Then it's not a Wanderbot video without turning down the sound effects a little. Okay. That might have been too much. We will see. Crashed the spaceship while I wasn't paying attention. That's fine. Okay, we're definitely going to have to crank up my pickup radius, though. For sure. But yeah, having Plinko just kind of mixed in as a, like, hey, this is how you bank your resources and you get more based on how much you drop off. That's fun. Like, this immediately makes for a much more interesting experience. And unfortunately, this came out, like, right before Christmas, and I missed it, and I feel bad about that. Chance to drop more ore. Let's go with the multiplier. What do we have? Base ship speed. That's pretty good. Extra fuel is kind of good. Fuel capacity. Let's go for the ship speed and fuel capacity. Because now I'm, like, twice as fast. Oh, that's going to make this so much easier. Also, it's just really like the kind of crunchy CRT looking visuals that they've got going on here. Obviously, it's like not 100% CRT. This is very much, let's just keep doing a couple. Some incremental games getting upgrades can make a huge difference. For me, one more damage upgrade actually would probably be the big one. We want to be able to one-shot every rock that we come across, at least for now. You fool. I didn't even get it. Yeah, so let's get another upgrade. This is the other reason why I was like, well, I don't know if we necessarily need to, or I don't know if we necessarily want to immediately go back home. Because that took a little bit. Alright, let's increase damage of my guns by a bit. Plinko machine continues to process ore while you're on expeditions. I mean, I should go for that. Just go for more ore. Asteroid spawn rate. Probably another one of these. I should probably actually invest a bunch into that. Okay, go from there. Let's see, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I think incremental games are some of the more exciting games that I have, even though they tend to be the simpler ones. There's kind of a beauty in that simplicity, a space where a developer can experiment more. I was watching a video earlier on Souls-likes. Oddly enough, this is going to be a complete weird hot take. I think incremental, like the little arcadey incremental games, are the exact polar opposite of a Souls-like. Souls-like, when I say Souls-like, I'm pretty sure all of you listening to this video have a pretty solid idea of what I'm talking about. You know, not everybody's definitions is going to exactly line up, but there's still like a very clear design convention and ambiance and series of mechanics that kind of all fit. Incremental games are whatever the hell they want to be. They're quick, they're dirty, they have no mechanical consistency between them, and most of them tend to be kind of chipper and goofy and nothing more. Okay, increase fuel by a little bit. What is this one? Expensive, so let's not do that. Let's see what else we can unlock. Chance to drop gold ore. Yeah, let's pick that up. And give me a bunch of fuel. Go from there. But that any Souls-like that specifically, like, varies... Oh, that's the big money. Any Souls-like that deviates too hard from its, like, core... and no warp drive installed, so presumably we hit our quota and then we can leave and go to a different system with maybe more valuable stuff, is my assumption. But any Souls-like that deviates too hard from the, like, core mechanical, like, conventions that the genre itself sets forward. Gosh, if I can get the gold to go through at ×2, I'm going to be very happy. We don't need it, but it'd be nice. But yeah, any Souls-like that deviates too hard or just falls short is immediately just, like, dead to anybody that likes the genre. Okay. Yeah, I'll grab Autonomy. Didn't really do much for me, unfortunately, but that's okay. So what do we have over here? So, even more speed, attack rate of guns, chance to fire a missile every time an asteroid is destroyed. Let's see, bonus payment of 50 every time you fill a quota, fuel for every ore collected. Kind of tempting. I'm gonna go for the base speed and more fuel. Okay, the missiles are going to be nice. It does help if I don't crash the ship, to be honest. We definitely do want to pick up some extra, like, pickup radius, too. And so, I don't know, I kind of appreciate the difference, the distinction between incremental games and not. And the fact that, yeah, you really can have this genre that is literally anything. Even roguelikes have, like, a more, like, stringent series of I'm going to say, like, mechanics or goalposts that have to be met to be good. Anywhere from, like, you know, satisfying meta progression to interesting build crafting to a good aesthetic to isn't too close to slay the spire. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that go. We could watch it Plinko, but that does slow us down. What I'd like to do is get to the point eventually where we have so many things in my tank that I want to watch just because it's fun. Frankly, I actually wish this was one of those where the Plinko is actually just visible on the side so I could watch it go as we're flying around shooting asteroids and stuff. Okay. Hang out next to these. Grab what I can. Okay, we'll call the base. And skill tree. So what do we have? Warp drive. Sure. Extra missile damage per level. That's kind of okay. Additional gun to the ship. Oh, that's actually really good. Okay, let's let things plink and go from here. So the one downside is the guns will absolutely fire at the same rock, which is maybe not great. I guess it's fine. They shoot at whatever is closest to them. Oh, hold mouse for the next sector. I see. Oh, there was a gold! I'm a fool. Okay, I want to shoot whatever this is. It had a key. It had more key. Okay, well, we get 3 gold out of it, so good enough. Go back to base and see what these give me. Loot boxes. Open loot box. Plinko upgrades the rarity of 2... upgrades the rarity of 2 random Plinko pegs. Or hitting an upgraded peg yields ×1 value per peg rarity. Missile plus, increased missile damage by 1. And then increases the multiplier of a random score zone by +1. So, more score. Score plus, and Plinko plus. So if we go back to processing, do we actually see these? Yes, so they've all been upgraded. Yeah, like I was saying. Okay, iron asteroids start, spawn. Okay, spawn in the next sector. So attack speed of all guns by 100%. Damage of all guns. And let's go back to this. I get a little bit more fuel. These are too expensive. But the rest of this is here and satisfying. And yeah, no, this is very much a solid incremental game. I'm not seeing much for build crafting yet. However, the random loot boxes very much are something I'm interested in playing around with. Ooh, and the sectors have rarities? Okay. That's... all of this is extremely cool and very strange. Not something I would normally expect from a game, per se. But, like, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Ooh, cash. Just 10 money. Okay. Go back to processing. That'll just do its thing. Increase the damage, and we'll just continue on. But I think part of the fun of an incremental game, and the reason why I was saying is opposite of a Souls-like, is every time I go into a new Souls-like, I'm thinking, okay, I have like a specific set of mechanical targets that this has to hit for me to be satisfied with it. With an incremental game, I have nothing. I am just here. I am excited to see what kind of weird ideas the developer has come up with, and that's it. That's all that it has to do. It has to delight me or do something interesting, revive an old game that I maybe normally don't see anymore. Okay. More asteroid spawn rate. I think that's going to be really helpful. Chance to refuel completely on a warp. That's good. Fuel every time an asteroid's destroyed. Yeah, a little bit more damage wouldn't be a bad idea. But we want to be able to get to like a third sector if we can. We're hoping for more of those loot boxes with keys. And I'm really curious about like legendary sectors and seeing what they might potentially have on them. We definitely want some better pickup radius too. Because I'm losing a lot of resources, or spending a lot of time tracking down resources in a way that is slightly annoying. Legendary, Sector 2. Unfortunately, I don't know what the Ankh is. Artifact. Okay. We got a lot of gold. I was hoping to spend more time there, but it wouldn't let me. Artifacts. Gun damage increased by 10%. Well, that's nice. Missile. Missile damage by 5 and a bunch of Plinko upgrades. I'll take it. Or processing speed. I mean, I don't know if we really need that. Let's max our gun damage for now. Probably just these for now. Okay, begin another expedition. And I know the talent tree gets, like, huge as we go along. Oh, oh, no, we did get it. Okay. Luckily, I can kind of spend a decent amount of time in that sector without too much worry. Oh, there's another key. Yeah, we want as many of these loot boxes as we can get our hands on. They also get us out of the sector faster, which is extremely helpful. And so, I've been finding myself losing a lot of interest lately in a lot of non-incremental games, roguelikes especially. I know this might sound like heresy to some people, but it's one of those where I'm going into a lot of roguelikes with expectations that my standards are so high as a result of, you know, just a myriad of games kind of in those genres. A myriad of roguelikes. Like, there are just too many roguelikes out there. And because I've played so many of them, you know, whenever there's another Slay the Spire-like, I'm just kind of like, okay, how does this compare to Slay the Spire? Does it do anything special? Upgrades 3 random Plinko Pegs, that's fun. I'm looking for things that give me, like, actual upgrades to my guns. I'm not finding much. Some random ore. Yeah, not the best loot box, but here's the thing. I just like the fact that the loot boxes exist. Do you want to grab space mines? Sure. Space mines deal explosive damage to nearby asteroids. Space mine explosion. I guess I can go for the processing speed. Space mine damage. Luck boost every 5 sectors. Chance of rarer sectors. Yeah, none of that is exactly high on my list. I don't think I'm going to spec hard into the space mines. Maybe they're good. But I think I might keep looking for other potential better upgrades to play around with. Yeah. Problem is a lot of these resources are just often elsewhere. And that's okay. That's why I want the extra pickup radius, if I can snag it. Because it means I'll spend less time trying to pick stuff up. Ah, there's a gold. It's okay. The gold rocks are nice, but they don't, like, dramatically change everything. Shockingly, haven't found a single space mine. Oops. Turned the wrong direction. And not finding the best stuff. So what do you have? Copper asteroids will spawn starting in Sector 2. Base value of 10. Sure. Let's see. Space mine damage. I've already grabbed that one. Yeah, I want to see if I can go the other direction. No. Yeah, basic shields. Electric asteroids. Oh, interesting. The luck boost carries. I figured that would reset on a per system basis. Damn it. Well, then again, it's not that big of a deal. I'm curious about how this game handles both the luck boost and fuel degradation. Is the fuel degradation on a per system basis? I have no idea. Or is it based on time? Let's see, there's the copper. Guess we might as well shoot it, because it gets me that much more. Ah, blew up before we got to do anything. Well, I will say the increased Plinko speed definitely helps. Oh, I see. So it's not that the Plinko continues, it's just they all queue up and then start falling. Collection radius by 100%. So what is this one? Extra damage to boss asteroids. There are boss asteroids, apparently. So extra ore processing speed, fuel per level, spawn rate of space mines. I mean, I suppose. Yeah, more missiles, space mine damage. Probably just fuel level. And go back and work on my missiles. Okay. But yeah, so this one I went into with no expectations other than people seem to like it. And I'm finding myself just consistently delighted here. I think maybe that's it, that there's also only so many Souls-likes that come out, and so there's kind of that feeling of like, well, we get a rare. There's only so many Souls-likes that come out, and so inevitably I will hear about them, whereas an incremental game can just fly wildly under the radar while still being super popular. And I think that's kind of fun. I consider myself to be pretty well versed in terms of like games and game releases and whatnot. But even then, I don't get that many where I'm like fully out of the loop on a game. I should not be here anymore. What am I doing? just happens not infrequently. I think there's that Clover Pit game that a lot of people seem to really like that I have not even seen. You know, I'd heard the name for it, and that was it. I don't think anybody in my, like, my cohort of, like, friend group and whatnot has even played it. I was hoping for another loot box, but alas. Hold up. I need whatever this is. Because I think that's another artifact. And we want those. Get this space mine, not that it's amazingly good. Okay, so we got another artifact. Plinko drop speed by 10%. It's okay. Okay, cash, fuel, and some more big Plinko upgrades. Some more ore, some more score. Ore and score. Okay, so what can I afford? Chance to spawn a new missile when the missile hits its target? Yeah. Restore fuel with each warp, plus two per level, so that's pretty good. We definitely want the asteroid spawn rate. And open multiple loot boxes simultaneously. I mean, that's just kind of convenient. I think the one problem is, looking at this, a lot of these are only falling like 1 per. I mean, no, it's actually getting me a ton of resources. Yeah, let's go for the asteroid spawn rate for now. Silver asteroids are going to start spawning. Yeah, it's pretty good. Reduce fuel drain by 5% per level, so that's quite good. Regen, multi-box. Let's just max that out. Get that out of there. These are starting to become kind of affordable, as is the mining laser. Yeah, I guess I'll pick that up. What else do we have? Chance to immediately collect ore. Drop +1 ore at a time. Okay, well, that's all of the ore that I've got, but I've massively improved myself. Oh, that extra pickup radius is huge. I wonder if that rarity booster, how it calculates. Is that a permanent thing, or is it like a one-time bonus? Okay, and we are starting to fire a fair bit more missiles. Yeah, the other thing incremental games do really well is have like a noticeable power arc. This game, how long have I been going for? 20 minutes, and I already feel like I'm massively stronger than I was at the start. I can't imagine where I'm going to be at, like, the very end. Okay, so this one's legendary. This might be one of those circumstances. One of the systems that we actually want to stick around in for a bit. Okay, there's the key. Especially with all the space mines. Yeah. Okay, credit where credit is due. Space mines are good stuff. I'll invest into them proper. Because, yeah, I could have warped to another sector, but this is just way too valuable. Right. Loot boxes. Because these actually will increase the money I make. Or plus 25 and 50 ore. Sick. Well, that filled out fast. Okay. Collect ore, missile damage, fuel capacity by a bunch. Damage to boss asteroids. Grab the mining laser. Weapon crates. Temporary upgrades for your weapons? They're going a little roguelike-y with this. Okay. Well, all things considered, let's actually give the space mine the credence that they are due. Let's just go for a bunch of the low-hanging fruit upgrades. Because a number of them are actually extremely good. Because I'd like to get that weapon crate upgrade. I think that will be extremely helpful. But I can leave it for later. Music also has kind of a really nice just outrun vibe to it. Okay. Oh, time to leave. Oh, there's a gold. It's okay. If I stopped for every bit of gold that dropped, we would leave sectors a lot less often, at the very least. Okay. Done with that sector. Onwards we go. Is that a silver, or is that might have just been pure copper? I wish there was a way I could convince my like missiles to auto-aim for space mines. Luckily, the space mines don't hit me. Okay. We have to grab everything. That's almost everything. It's good enough. I wasn't originally sold on the idea of the space mines. They just felt like something extra and fiddly, but no, they're good. Artifacts. Even if it's not amazing, getting every artifact is just a huge help. That's a boss asteroid, hold up. Can I kill it? No. Let's see, so I could go gold asteroid. What do we have? Electric asteroid. Extra damage to your ship. Yeah, we got the mining laser, so we can potentially pick up a number of things here. I guess I'm going to grab boss killer for the time being. Yeah, we kind of want to grab both of these. I think I'm just going to start an expedition. I could stick around, but it's kind of a waste of my time. I like the Plinko. I like the Plinko. I like watching the Plinko. But I don't need to watch the Plinko. Alright, off we go. Got a rare sector. Has a couple of loot crates for us. Which is good, because we for sure need them. And yeah, goal here is to warp out. Because, much as I want rare, there's always potentially a legendary that I can go for. Okay, hit those. Not quite as much as I was hoping for, but that's okay. This is why we gotta save up for those weapon crates. Okay, hold for next sector. I think we got everything we possibly can out of that one. Okay, I do see another loot crate I should head over for. Just in case it has something amazing. It does not. Alright. Oh, and we can just warp out of here. I should not be fiddling around. Kind of a sad sector, but it's okay. Yeah, what I wish to some degree is that I could actually manually aim. Okay, well there's the boss. How much damage do I even do to the boss? Not enough to break it. So I think we just... Oh. You cannot... Once the boss is present, you have to fight the boss. Okay. Speed. Time between drops by 5%. So a lot of these are just upgrades for the Plinko. Ooh, missile plus. More missile damage. And fire rate. And laser plus, laser damage. Okay, we definitely want the weapons crate. Explosive ammo. Mining drill. I mean, we might as well snag a couple of these. Yeah, the rapid fire is going to be huge. Is there anything else that I could grab that's kind of cheap? No. Yeah, let's just grab rapid fire. That gives me platinum asteroids. Yeah, we want to make our way up here to get the max out the silver bullets. Energy harvest is also going to be extremely good. No, that didn't unlock anything new. Some of these don't unlock anything new until I've actually... maxed them out. But that's not always the case. Alright, that's good enough. I'm gonna... Ooh. Weapon crate. Chain gun. Oh, so it's like a really temporary thing. Damn. I was hoping it would be like slightly roguelike-y, like you'd find an upgrade and it would last for the rest of the run. I had a conversation with a developer recently about this. Wasn't much of one, it was mostly just stating that like, hey, incremental games could actually learn a lot from roguelikes. Specifically like, both incremental games and roguelites can learn a lot from each other. The idea of like, having meta progression is kind of huge, but one problem a lot of incremental games suffer from is mostly just that their core gameplay loop stales really fast. That's why so many of them are wicked short, because then they can just get away with... they can get away with being vapid, because there's no expectation of them being beefier. Oh, hold up. I'd only started the charge... Epic. Ooh. And I think Sector 5 is going to be the one with the boss. Nope. It's Sector 4 that's the one with the boss. I think we'll break the boss asteroid this time around. Okay, got it. Universe Essence obtained. Oh, so we can now go to Sector... Oh, we can just start in Sector 5, potentially. Unlock powerful upgrades using Universe Essence. Well, I could grab that. Okay, max the damage that I do to boss asteroids. I think while that goes, let's just go to Sector 5 as a start. It is tankier, which is the one downside. Oh. Okay, so maybe beginning in Sector 5 is is not worth it. What else do we have down here? Laser ammo. Could be good. Conversion. Yeah, I think it's because we haven't gotten the radiation barrier yet. Well, let's see if I can just tank it. No, I think we might have to go back to Sector 1. Oh, it's okay. We cruise through Sector 1. Or Sector 0 and up. A little more pickup radius. So, like, for this one, I think it would actually be... Like, you could totally have a bullet heaven that just has incremental game meta progression. I've definitely seen a couple that get kind of in there. Oops. I guess I should recall to base every time, even if. Just because I don't think my rocks start plinking until. That's okay. But yeah, so if those weapon crates were giving me, like, just tiny little bonuses, or maybe not so tiny little bonuses, I think you could see some really fun little games kind of results out of something like that. But it's also, like, hardly necessary. Alright, I didn't check all my loot boxes. I've got a lot of stuff that I can actually use here. Okay, that's enough. Continue on. Even though, like, I very much could take my time on some of these places, I'm sure. Those weapon power-ups do not last. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't stick around to grab a lot of the money. And that's a little bit of a downer. Yeah, I definitely lost a little bit of gold on that last one, and it's fine. Alright, snagged a lot of these. Alright, warp out. So that was Sector 4. So this is Sector 5, where I just kind of insta-die. So I think what I should probably do is just get to Sector 4. Missiles do an extra 10% of damage. Okay, and I have a gazillion loot boxes that I should be opening. So fuel plus, more speed, a lot of Plinko and cash. Yeah, a lot of Plinko. A lot of Plinko. And a laser plus. I'm assuming laser plus is for the laser beam, not my, like, just basic gun. Still, that should give me a whole mess of upgrades. Okay, last of the radiation barrier, because I think that's the one that's, like, really killing me. In the next zone. I do think we should prestige. Oh. Yeah. All fuel increase upgrades give double effect. Warp drive unlocked from the start. Extra money per gold. All gun upgrades. Okay, each of these is dummy good. Upgrades to the Plinko machine remain after unlocking Prestige. Requires 4, though. I wouldn't have been able to afford it. But yeah, that's going to be extremely helpful. Oh. Yeah, it's still worth it. Like, prestiging is obviously kind of expensive, but still very worthwhile. Okay, begin ore processing. I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of my upgrades are gone. And that's okay. Let's see. Grab that. Yeah, at least all of my damage upgrades being doubled really opens things up later on. Because it just felt like Sector 5 was just too big of a jump. And it makes total sense why. Okay. Oh, right. They don't plink while I'm gone. We need to unlock that upgrade. That's okay. I wasn't going to get that much stronger, I don't think. Or no, it did plink. Okay. Well, one way or another. What we want is that move speed and the asteroid spawn rate. Grab a couple of those. Okay. Now this should really open things up for me. Especially if we randomly get a gold. Which might actually be like a 10% chance to spawn. Yeah, we can already go on to the next sector. No loot box, though. And yeah, I only have one gun. So this is a little painful. Not overwhelmingly so. Okay. Let's just do another expedition. I think we're better off. Tough. I think we are genuinely better off sticking around in the base zone, where everything dies to one shot, because I currently only have one gun, and no pickup radius. And these things only have about 5 health, so I can just sit here shooting them endlessly. Later, once we're a little stronger, then we want to start cycling regions. Okay, we're called to base. We got a gold there, so we might actually want to use that. Okay, there's the extra speed, extra fire rate, extra gun. That was the gold. And payment of 50 every time we complete a quota. Okay, now it's worth it for me to go on to the next sector. Alright. Yeah, nothing else to grab. Okay, there's our first loot boxes. Kind of feels like the loot boxes are really when you start accelerating hard. Oh, I wonder if artifacts are reset. I kind of hope they're one of the things that doesn't. Because the artifacts don't do anything more than give you a 10%, so they're not amazingly good. Ooh. Got it. Always got to get the loot boxes first. Dupleg. 5 random Plinko pegs into Duplegs. Oh shit. Refiner plus? Wormhole. I wish I could keep those. Well, I mean, maybe we could force the issue and get enough, upgrades. So yeah, the wormhole over here, whenever something hits the wormhole... oh god. Oh, yeah, gold down to ×4 hole is amazing. But yeah, the wormhole sends it right back up to the top. Alright, so that opens things up dramatically. Copper asteroids. Attack speed of all guns. Yeah. That's the very good stuff. This is just a good incremental game. But yeah, hopefully we can get it to the point where I can actually keep my Plinko upgrades, because wait, yeah, it was Plinko upgrades, not the talent tree. Because keeping those Plinko upgrades is, I mean, especially at this point, now that we found stuff like that, pivotal. Because the talent tree I can just kind of cruise through comfortably. But the Plinko upgrades? Yeah, okay. So artifacts are reset. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be huge. Okay, loot boxes. Yeah, nothing as good as that one box I opened a little bit ago. That one was dummy good. Still, these are working out pretty well for me. Because yeah, the duplicators and the refiners are upgrading my materials. Which makes them just that much more immediately valuable. And these are cheap enough. I don't care deeply about the space mine upgrades. Like, they are nice. There it is. Magnetize is going to be helpful. Yeah, there's the luck boost that I was looking for. I think the main thing is, well, the Plinko upgrades, they don't actually provide choice. It's not like I'm choosing where these things go. They do provide kind of an identity to a run. I wonder if the really cool upgrades don't start showing up until, like, later levels. Now that I'm thinking about it, so you don't get upset when you potentially lose them. So now you have a reason to get that prestige upgrade that lets you keep them. Probably. Let's see. What else is I going to say about anything? I don't know. I was just still thinking about the kind of Souls-like to incremental comparison point. And then roguelikes and roguelites and whatnot. I don't know. I kind of stand by it. I don't know if there's anything more I'd want to say, but it's like, it feels like there's a point I'm trying to make within that, but it's mostly just kind of like an interesting divergence in game design philosophy, more than anything else. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we actually could start fighting the bosses again. Let's see. I mean, we might as well fight the first one. Oh. Yeah, so the drain does go up slowly over time. Got it. No key, though. I mean, we got a key. I was hoping for more than one. Oh, did we get two? Oh, we got some more speed. Oh, but that's time between drops. So we did get an upgrade for damage, though. Okay, put this over here. extra loot boxes simultaneously. We want to get double dip just to give me a little bit more speed. Otherwise, this takes forever. Yeah, this is begin an expedition. Like, I could stick around, actually leverage those upgrades to get that much further, but money is less important than Plinko upgrades, and we only get Plinko upgrades by doing repeated runs. Okay, don't crash here because you're exuberant, Wander. It would be funny and also tragic. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else, so we can probably just get out of here. And yeah, doesn't matter what the rarity of the sector is, loot boxes always tend to drop at least a couple pieces of gold, which is obviously good stuff. Okay, there's the gear. Space mine, everything is good. We just want to get out of here. There we go. Okay, so the boss will be showing up. I have no illusions that I'm going to be able to destroy it on this one. I just don't think I do enough damage, and we don't have the regain fuel based on the percentage of the damage we do to bosses. And without those, I'm not going to say it's completely moot. Okay, got the gear again. Get more loot boxes. Big missile upgrade. Another damage upgrade. So does bullet damage. Time between drops. I mean, it's good stuff. And that really does go that much faster. All right. Fuel stockpile. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we could get the mining laser, but I think the best things I could go for, probably maxing this out and this out, because then we can just fight the boss. I guess putting 2 points into that would be good. Radiation barrier would be extremely handy. Oh, extra asteroid spawn rate. No doubt. Okay. Let's do another one. Yeah, I could have waited like 2 more seconds to get everything I needed, but it's fine. Oh, there's a gold in the corner. Honestly, like, much as I want more gold, and as much as that can make me oodles of money, it's still low impact compared to getting further, getting to the end, getting loot boxes. It's so funny how much I hate loot boxes as a concept, but love them in action in a game where you're not exchanging money for them. There's something really fun about just like a blind box open and being like, oh, cool thing. And how much that sucks when it's like over monetized to hell. But when you're playing a video game, it literally doesn't matter what it gives you. Like, who cares if you're playing like a solo video game where balance, you know, is kind of a nice suggestion, but hardly is make or break for the game developer if like one player finds the coolest shit early. I think about that often. You know, a lot of, well, video game focused anime back in the day all focused around like a character that found like the really cool super special drop, you know, item, perk, an event, a quest or something, and that, you know, they somehow find this thing that makes them super duper special. Nobody else can pull it off. And how much, like, that is functionally antithetical. Oh, another boss does not show up here. So actually, gearing around being a boss killer is kind of moot. Well, I could go to Sector 5, but I'm going to get my ass kicked. So I think we're just going to stick around here and just get as much loot as we possibly can. But you know, how many video games, how many MMOs just have like all of their interesting points just sanded off entirely for like the most balanced experience ever? It makes sense because if one player could be like the strongest player ever, it would break the whole, you know, rate, fire rate by 10% and 5% and +2 bullet damage. That's the good stuff. Let's see. If one player can just completely break any semblance of balance present in the video game you're making, it really does kind of like hamper a game's future. Because people are just going to get mad and, you know, they'll want the same thing. Okay, so that means the next boss isn't until like Sector 8, presumably, which is going to be a little tricky. I guess let's boost processing speed. Space mine range and damage. Because yeah, we might as well max these out. I should probably look into the other sections, and maybe saving up for the gold asteroids would be worth it. Could also put a point into that one. Oh shit, lifesteal is actually very good. Yeah. I guess it depends on how much damage I do. Currently, I probably don't do enough. Speed that laser does damage her. Okay, let's just snag that. Go up to Sector 5, and let's see if we can survive it. Yeah, the degradation here is kind of rough. But that's a windfall. Let's just do another one. Yeah, I think the space mines are kind of pivotal here. I think the big one is we're not faffing around in the, like, kiddie pool Sector 0 area. And that makes a difference. Still burn like crazy, though. And we're not finding any loot boxes either. So, I think we're still better off going up from Sector 0. At least for the meantime. We just want to burn through the sector as fast as possible, grab what loot boxes we can, and then get out. It does help when I don't just ram into an asteroid. Yeah, part of it is this thing actually has a bit of a turning radius. Not a huge one, but it does have one. But yeah, more so than talent upgrades, being able to farm loot boxes is probably still more valuable than anything. Oh, there's some gold in the corner. Oh well. Even if I'm only getting a handful. Part of it is also the later zones, the rocks drop more. Nope, nothing fancy. They drop more, but they don't drop that much more, not to make up for the loss in health. Because here I can kind of sustain myself for long periods of time in Sector 3. And while the degradation does creep up on me, it's not huge yet. I think Sector 4 is the big farm, though. Just grab... Nope. A little bit more. There's like a bunch of gold sitting around. It's worth it. Yeah. Bad Sector 4. Yeah, so I think we'll just zoom on up. go up to Sector 5, even if it is technically going to just shred me in seconds. And yeah, I think it was a good plan to go for the prestige. Sometimes in these games, it's actually worth waiting a prestige or two. And like, had I been able to save my Plinko upgrades, that might have been worth it, but carving my path into Sector 5 was always going to suck. Dumb guns just wouldn't shoot. It's fine. Well, they weren't aiming the right thing, I think is the issue. Okay, processing, skill tree. Do I want the weapons crate? Kind of. The lifesteal is extremely tempting. Yeah, speed laser does damage. Oh, but that's the laser. Okay, let's just do a Sector 5 while that processes. Yeah, I think one of the problems I have specifically with this one, keep going that lifesteal. The space mines aren't there initially, and so I have to wait for them to show up. And the degradation is so bad here. There we go. The degradation is so bad here that we just cook before it can actually get me anywhere. Okay, let's go that direction. Yeah, it's this. Getting a couple points in that is going to be huge. Laser ammo would be nice. But deep space shielding is going to keep me here for that much longer. God, I wish those lasted for like more than a few seconds. Shoot the mine, you fool. Thank you. Alright. Feeling vaguely better about that. Still slow. And yeah, I think rather than do anything, we just keep chucking our head in here. Luckily, the space mines don't hurt me. This would suck infinitely worse if they did. Ouch. But yeah, we're barely getting anything from these. Yeah, I wish I could start in just Sector 4, I think is the big one. But yeah, let's keep farming for the... I think what we do is alternate. We do one run of... we do one run on, like, the full run, and then one run on Sector 5 while things process. Because I think that's going to give me the most amount of stuff fastest, while also letting me, you know, buy the upgrades. Because we do the Sector 5 run while things process, and then come back. Yeah. Even if there's no loot box, it's still good money. Alright, here we go. There's at least a couple. And yeah, these I can potentially, like, stay at for at least a little bit. We might want to get the upgrade that makes it so we auto-acquire dropped resources. That was foolish, but it's fine. We got what we came for. Alright, well that goes, we do a Sector 5. Does help when the space mine doesn't just immediately... Okay, there's the stuff. It does help when the space mine doesn't just immediately blow up the one thing I was already shooting. Okay, this is still big upgrades. So if I get the warhead, we can increase the damage of all guns. There's attack speed by a bit. Yeah, the damage of all guns is going to be major helpful. White hole generator crates. Let's grab gold. Probably just some damage. All right, let's see if this is enough. Especially if I have gold. Yeah, I think the gold rocks are what make this sector good. Like, we're still not surviving it, but that's 11 gold right there. Ow. And yeah, if we can get it to the point where I'm actually starting to one-shot these things, that will make my life much easier. Okay, we can almost warp out, but the degradation takes me out way too fast. I'm still kind of thinking we just go for the damage. Because I can't do platinum ore. Yeah, we kind of want to just cycle between the damage and the lifesteal. I think more than anything else. Because those two are going to be the ones that keep me going. Okay, space mine 1. Damn it. Yeah, the space mines just take way too long to show up. Let's see. We don't have any other upgrades for space mines, do we? Nope. Yeah. I think everything else is going to be kind of too expensive. Because, yeah, I don't want to chase down the space mines too early. Wait. That rock was pure gold. I don't know how much it dropped, though. Not much, actually. Bit of a surprise, that. But yeah, I don't want to go for these space mines just as they're on the edge of the screen. Because they're not going to be able to drop much of anything for me. Man, even with the prestige, this is, hairy. I guess maybe just more loot boxes really would be doing the trick. What does this one do? Asteroid spawn rate, extra damage, yeah. Kind of what I expected. Well, put a point into that. Put a point into that. Either unlock anything new. So, yeah, I guess at this point... Oh, we should probably get basic shielding. Just in case there's anything down past that. Okay, then we have to hit the space mines before things get too far. Oh, come on. Well, this is why we want to grab just some basic shielding. So, increase fuel, refuel, percentage of fuel upon completing quota. Oh. Magnetic missiles. Yeah, some of those are pretty good, actually. This is not. And that is okay. Oh gosh, I've been going for over an hour. I should probably stop. This is just way too compelling. Legitimately one of the better incremental games I've played in a while. The build crafting is kind of low, however, the core gameplay loop is satisfying. I mean, it's Asteroids, but it's satisfying enough. Oh, couldn't blow it up in time. Ouch. It's fine. But yeah, the core gameplay loop is extremely satisfying. It's very fun, just blowing up asteroids and running around collecting resources. Go figure why it was a popular arcade game back in the day. Oh, just a little bit more damage would actually go really satisfyingly far. Oh well. Anyway, let's see, what else is there to say? Apart from the fact that, oh, we can leave the sector. Bye! Sector 6, legendary. Oh, time for me to completely just not get anything from this one. Here we go. Shit's tough here, but it's fine. We got a lot of stuff. This is everything I needed. It actually feels like the degradation here isn't nearly as bad as the previous section. Now I can get loot boxes, kind of, sort of. Okay. Let's see. Didn't get anything particularly amazing off of this one, but that's fine. Anyway, Space Rock Breaker is available on Steam, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It is one of the better incremental games I've played in a very, very long time. Ooh. Yeah, let's go for magnet missiles. Big damage, big expensive damage, but fine. Probably should have maxed that out a while ago. What was I thinking and doing? I don't know. Anyway, is there anything else to say apart from that? No, not so much though. So, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.